And it's just very weird if he wanted to get rid of Alexei Navalny that he would have done it then.
But wasn't that guy in a terrible prison? And wasn't
he was in a bad prison.
And I mean, obviously Putin hated him. Like
Putin hated him, but they had tried to poison him already. The FSB had already tried to poison Navalny.
So why wouldn't you think they just did it again?
Why would they? Why? What would be the point? He's in that prison
because they want him dead. Because Putin just wants him dead.
The week
if he gets out?
The week that America, Alexei Navalny never had widespread support in Russia. By the way, this is not true. He had certain people that liked what he was doing. He never had widespread support in Russia. This is a Western narrative that's cooked up that's completely untrue. Alexei Navalny started his life as a guy who would criticize Jews. He had a lot of fascist tendencies. And then after a little trip to Europe and maybe a meeting with, I don't know, who knows who people meet with, he decided to go back to Russia with a very pro-Western attitude, and he changed course. I'm not saying why people do that. People see the light in all different ways. The point is, the guy's in a Siberian prison. America's about to pass a huge bill. If you're the president of Russia, are you killing him that week? That just, to me, is a question.
Well, how did he die?
What are they saying? But now they said something recently. They said they found that he wasn't killed. They came out with something they conducted. Now, I don't know. I don't know who's conducting this, whether it's a Human Rights Watch or an international.
Well, you're dying slow in jail no matter what. If you're
yes,
in a Russian
and that's a bad jail.
Yeah, you're in a Russian jail. Like, what are you eating?
And I'm not saying Navalny wasn't a patriot or whatever, but I'm just saying that like the idea that killing him,
right?
Maybe the guy did love Russia. I don't know. Maybe the guy was an egomaniacal guy who just wanted to lead. He wanted to be the leader. Maybe he was working with us. I don't know. But if you just look at it from a logical standpoint, it's weird that they killed him that week. That's strange to me. Doesn't make any sense.
Interesting. I don't know enough about it to comment.
Well,
but I would imagine if you want the guy
that
dead.
should never limit any of us.
How did he die? Sudden death syndrome. Oh. Given notice of a death, Navalny's spokesperson, Kira Yarmyish, said the time of his death, noticed at 2:17 p.m. local time. When Alexei's lawyer and mother arrived at the colony this morning, they were told that the cause of Navalny's death was sudden death syndrome. That's a vague term for different cardiac syndromes that cause sudden cardiac arrest and death. Yeah. Maybe they just killed him.
They might, listen, of course they
More
might have
likely,
killed him.
right?
I don't
Felt
know.
unwell for a walk, almost immediately losing consciousness.
He also just might have died in a jail.
He might. Wait, how old was he?
49.
Oh, that's pretty young. Just dropped out of a heart attack.
It's certainly possible that they killed him. It's just all of these events that we're told very little about, you have to then just rest on your own. You go, well, I don't know. It's very possible they killed him. I don't know. I don't live there. What do I know? It's very possible they killed him.
I like how you're thinking, though. You're thinking like 4D chess.
Well, no, I'm thinking like, the way when he dies, people go, he was a big threat and Putin had to vanquish him. Was he? I don't know. Does anyone consume Russian media or listen to Russian podcasts? I've listened to Russian I hear the way Russians talk. Like, I know people that live there. Like, it's not. We hear a lot of stuff, and then there's what we hear, and then what's happening. Doesn't mean that it's great. I'd rather live here, but it does mean that like this idea that there was a movement. Like, remember when the hot dog warlord guy Prigozhin was going through, and everybody was salivating on social media, being like, no, he's about to overthrow the Kremlin. It's going to happen. And it didn't happen.
No, yeah. If he did, he's a fucking warlord.
He's a warlord. If he did, he's going to be worse.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen because nobody has a fucking clue what's going on over there. So it's just you have to. And then Assange, they're killing this guy in slow motion and then telling us how outraged we should be about Navalny. When Assange comes out, leaks a bunch of emails, we find out we're committing war crimes. We find out the CIA can remotely hijack your car. We find out that they can use all kinds of smartphone features to record you, all that stuff. He releases, I forget what it's called, Vault 7 or Vault 5. I forget which. I think it's 7, but I don't know. I forget the name of the vault, but he releases all of these things. Troves of Clinton emails, and I'm not saying
Seth Rich gets murdered.
I'm not saying Pizzagate was real, but I've never in my life been like, Have 50 hot dogs ready for the guy when he comes. Like, no one talks. Like, I don't know what they were talking about, but
Hot dogs and pizza.
No one has ever communicated like that.
No.
Ever once. Those
It's
emails.
the most bizarre.
Read those emails. Nobody has ever communicated like that ever. Go, well, I hope there's 50 hot dogs or something. The president's going to love some of these good hot dogs. Like, maybe we shouldn't have our hot dog parties at the White House. Like, things that are so crazy when you read them, you don't know. You go, this doesn't seem to be.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to make any sense.
And they're talking about kids in
And
some
talking
of
about
the
kids. And they're talking about weird shit.
It seems coded.
It seems weirdly coded.
It's like it seems so coded that I would assume that it's misinformation, that it's fake, that it's that someone released it. It's like
who knows?
some sort of a fake. But I don't think it is. I don't think it's ever been
weird.
claimed. I don't think it's ever been claimed to not have been their actual emails.